Well, well, well. What do we have here? No knuckle cracks on us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, lady and gentle few, boys and girl, fan of the Dork Dads. We are at the eve. Not really sure exactly when. I think it's the first or the second, depending on where you are. We're on the eve of the Rings of Power coming out here. Do not expect any reviews from this channel. I don't have the time for it. I've seen plenty of diehard Tolkien fans not liking this. Let's just talk about what I've seen. Had I not gone in with any reviewings of the press, anything, you know how hard it is to avoid people's opinions on YouTube, but there have been so many things done before this show is even out. So let's just go over what I know, because I think we've only done one trailer reaction, which was me. But people are not. I mean, look when I saw. It's funny because when I saw the trailer, Galadriel, I didn't even know that was her. How am I supposed to know? All right, well, this has to be some elf in armor. Galadriel, why her? So making Galadriel a warrior, changing some stuff, adding I don't know. How do I put this? I don't care. Adding races to just in there just because. And my only concern with that is because from what I've heard, Tolkien designed this for Northern European cultures, and I don't care how possible it could have been. Sorry, it was not very common to have dark elves, if you will, in there. Now this is kind of hard to pin down because they're taking an age where was it like thousands of years before the events of Lord of the Rings. So you could say they have some wiggle room, but aside from the limited information that I have about the show itself, that's another point of contention. It's like, how much, like, have you given us any plot aside from, like, look at it, it's Lord of the Rings. Don't you like it already? Well, what's gonna happen? Well, it's the Lord of the Rings stuff. Rings of Power years before. Elrond and Galadriel, yada yada yada. So, aside from not knowing any story, the press around this has been like everyone's seen early access people that I think I watched that and it was pretty lame. Deleting the comments. It's the same stuff. Deleting the comments because people didn't like it. People or the actor, and I don't understand how you don't get fired for this, but the actors putting down the fans. The actors talking about how diversity and representation is important, which I understand, but don't act like that's the only thing or the most important thing. If you come to me, hello, with that worldview, not worldview, but with that idea, then you're telling me that no one that is not that, how do I want to phrase this, that is just not straight up white, no one has ever been able to, nor have they had the opportunity to connect with these characters for years now. When did Tolkien write this? Like, he finished it around World War II or after? I don't know. See, big fans, let me know where I'm wrong, but yeah. So, Lord of the Rings for me, I'm gonna date myself, but that was what, like middle school, like the movies. I read the books later, but that was around middle school, high school for me, and I loved every bit of it. You know when a character resonates with you, and it doesn't matter what they look like. like Frodo and Sam going beyond their comfort zone, Aragorn dealing with I don't feel like I'm fit to be a king, and humans, mankind have messed up so many times, and eventually, taking the reins himself, and Gandalf being there throughout The Hobbit, understanding that Frodo may be corrupted, but like he understands he'll be able to carry the ring better than anybody else, and good versus evil. See all these themes here? Themes we're talking about, not. I hate to bring this up, but it's not skin tone. Nobody cares. I have loved so many different comic book, sci-fi, high fantasy characters, and it did not matter to me what they looked like because I was more paying attention to the character of the person. On the flip side, if you do care about what they look like, there's not a whole lot of conversation you can have within media in general, entertainment. Like you have to connect with characters. You have to resonate with people that are not you in real life. Anyway, going off on a tangent here. But yeah, you don't have to pull these strings thinking that you are trying to how do I want to put this? Expand the audience. People have had like you've had the chance to read Lord of the Rings for the last I don't know, years. What, 60? What are we in? Let's just say 60 years at least. You've had the chance to read it. You've had a chance to watch the movies for the last 20. I don't really like all this stuff, like all the remakes. I'm like, it hurts because let's do Halo as an example. As a fan, I'm like, well, that ain't it. I'm not watching it. And so you would think that the audience is people like me, but they're trying to get everybody. So then what happens is that most people are like, yeah, it's watchable, I'll watch it. And then it just doesn't lose the money like it maybe should to teach the studios a lesson to stop making these remakes. Now, this isn't a remake, I know but it's still using a big time name. Amazon bought it for a boatload of money. But yeah, there you go. So changing stuff, actors dissing the fans, which I'm like, stop that. Trying to hide with the comments and the dislikes. YouTube already took the dislikes out. You can dislike this video as much as you want. Give me feedback. You can still see it. Like you're not hurting our channel if we get like 10 likes and 2 dislikes. You're not hurting my feelings. Maybe a little bit, but I have no interest in this. It's just so like I haven't seen Game of Thrones. So I don't have any inkling to watch that show, House of the Dragon. I don't know if it's good or not. One of these days, but it did. Whatever. Game of Thrones didn't end well, but like, what you have to draw people in with the name. So if people liked Lord of the Rings, and you're doing all this stuff that's kind of anti Lord of the Rings, what makes you think they're gonna come watch this? But I don't know. I don't know if this stuff will die along those lines. Here, let me not really slideshow, but I always say like, stop rehashing stuff. And audience, this is a challenge. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. If you really don't like it, then you should not watch it, because if you do, that's like saying, I don't like this movie that's coming out, but I'm gonna go pay money to the theater anyway. Now you may have the streaming service already, but I don't know how it works economics wise, but you don't have to tune into it to let them know that the ratings are doing well, because that just lets them make more seasons. You could. I think this is on Amazon. I think it's on Hulu. You can just watch the original Lord of the Rings. Read these things called books. I have the trilogy. It was a gift to me. There you go. There's a second one. I had to get a third one here. My arms are too lazy right now to pick up all three. But I challenge you. This is a Rings of Power, Lord of the Rings challenge. I challenge you. I'm not going to tell you not to watch Rings of Power, but if you do not like what you are seeing, instead of watching it, how about the ultimate of the challenge? I dare you to read. Let's start out easy. I dare you to read the Fellowship of the Ring. If you want to be a crazy person and read all of it during the duration of when Rings of Power is coming out, you can go for it. Read the books. Do you want to take an easier route? Then watch the movies. Watch the extended versions. Read The Hobbit. Like, people are, if you're upset, what have I said this before? If you're upset with modern media, then stop giving them money. That's the only way to win. You can complain. You can write Facebook comments, YouTube comments, Twitter. The only thing that matters is the bottom line. Like, if you have a popsicle stand and you still shop there, but you write mean tweets about it, you're still giving them money. So just don't give them the money. If you don't like it, don't give them the money. And I dare you to either read a book. Read a book's the ultimate. Helps your brain. Or watch the movies. And as a challenge to our viewer, I know you're out there, and I know you're just going to. I know you only have one account. That's fine. If you want to make 2 accounts to help this challenge out, if this video gets 10 likes, I will do the reading book challenge. So during the duration that Rings of Power is out, I think it's 8 episodes, 8 weeks. Shouldn't take me that long, but I'm in a reading kick, so that's good. I will read Fellowship of the Ring. If I get, what's another number? Like double that? 20 likes? I will read the entire trilogy. I don't know what I'm getting myself into, but here we go. Here's the third one, Return of the King. Look at that. Look at that. Sick. Looks exactly like Hugo, what's his face, right? So that's it, guys. If you don't like what you're seeing, don't watch. And don't give me this, you have to watch it first. Do I really? Like I've said before, I've only seen one trailer, but the reaction that people were giving to the trailers, like the dislikes and the hiding, I don't know if the hiding dislikes happen around this, but like, man, like, I watch Young Rippa 59. He has said before that he is not a Star Wars fan, so he defaults to what the majority of Star Wars fans think because they know better. I've only read Lord of the Rings once. I think I've watched each of the movies twice. I think I know I have the Fellowship on VHS, but I think I have Two Towers. Played the video games. Awesome. The Two Towers and Return of the King games, that is. But I will default to their opinion. You're talking about a fan base that's like older than who knows what. Most older, double the age of most of the people watching this, right? So if everyone goes to a restaurant and I see people walking out and they're like, man, they have terrible food, I don't need to say to myself, well, I'm not gonna know unless I try. That's sometimes listening to popular opinion is good. So that's it. Read books. Enjoy what we already have. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.